Access your free language gifts right now, before they expire. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Love Conversation Cheat Sheet. Do you know how to ask someone out in your target language? With this new cheat sheet, you'll master tons of romantic phrases, just in time for Valentine's Day. Download it for free right now. Second, the Slang Words and Phrases PDF ebook. Do you know any slang in your target language? If not, download this free ebook and master all the must-know slang across 10 chapters. Third, can you talk about containers in your target language? Learn how to say box, bottle, bin, and much more with this quick vocabulary bonus. Fourth, must-know Valentine's Day vocabulary. Can you talk about Valentine's Day in your target language? You'll be able to with this quick 1-minute vocabulary lesson. Fifth, the top 15 encouraging phrases. Want to be able to say positive phrases like believe in yourself and don't give up? Then get this bonus phrase lesson. Sixth, free audiobooks. Unlock our huge library of language learning audiobooks. Save them to any device and listen and learn. They're yours to keep forever. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to finally master the language with lessons by real teachers and our complete language learning program, take the 12-month challenge and get 12 months of Premium or Premium Plus at up to 45% off. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hi guys, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video we're gonna talk about comparative and superlative. Comparativo e superlativo. Comparativo e superlativo. As the name suggests, of course, we need two terms of comparison, right? The question is, what do we put in between? So in Italian, to compare, we call it 3 degrees of comparison, 3 gradi. There is the comparative of majority, il comparativo di maggioranza. So when in English you say this is more interesting than that, right? In Italian, this is expressed through the pattern first term of comparison, verb, più stays for more, quality or what we're talking about, di or che, second term of comparison. So, for example, it's easier said than thought about. Luca è più alto di Marco. Luca, first term of comparison, è, verb, più, more, alto. It's not like in English where you have to think if it's shorter then you add er, otherwise more, blah blah. No, in Italian it stays the same. So, alto, più alto, di Marco. Luca è più alto di Marco. Luca is taller than Marco. And if you're curious about a longer word, then we can say la bicicletta è più economica dell'automobile. The bicycle, the bike, is cheaper than a car. La bicicletta è più economica dell'automobile. Now, what you want to pay attention to is when to choose between di and che to express then. But don't worry, there are rules. Di is used when the two terms of comparison are nouns, like in this case, it can be proper noun, so a person, or just a thing, like we just said. Luca è più alto di Marco, noun. La bicicletta è più economica dell'automobile, another noun, right? You also use that with pronouns. For example, io sono più giovane di te. I'm younger than you. I don't know if it's true. Anyway, di te, di lui, di lei works the same. Meanwhile, che is used when you're comparing two verbs. For example, giocare è più divertente che studiare. Playing is funnier, more exciting than studying. Giocare è più divertente che studiare. Che is also used in between adjectives. For example, Maria è più bella che intelligente. I'm sorry to any Maria out there. I just thought of a random example. Maria is more beautiful than intelligent. Quelle scarpe, those shoes, sono più belle che comode. Those shoes are more beautiful than comfortable, actually. Più belle che. Che is also used with prepositions. For example, in Piemonte fa più freddo che in Sicilia. Piemonte is a region in northern Italy. So, in Piemonte fa più freddo. In Piemonte is colder than in Sicily. Che in Sicilia. There are also cases when you can use both. For example, with adverbs, like oggi fa più freddo di ieri. You can also say oggi fa più freddo che ieri. It actually depends, like, on regions or where you're from. We understand it the same, and you don't have to think too much about that. You can just go with the flow. The same goes with the comparativo di minoranza, so minority. The only thing that changes is that instead of più, so more, you use meno, less. Luca è meno alto di Marco. Luca is shorter than Marco, and so on. While for comparativo di uguaglianza, so when the degree is the same, equality, you use the pattern tanto quanto, or così come, always in between the two terms of comparison. For example, Luca è tanto bello quanto intelligente. Luca is so beautiful as much as clever, intelligent. Tanto quanto, as much as. Quel palazzo è tanto alto quanto casa mia. Sometimes we don't put tanto. Quel palazzo è alto come casa mia. Non sono tanto bella, non sono bella quanto te. Non sono bella come te. I'm not that beautiful as you. I'm not as much beautiful as you are. I'm not beautiful like you. Non sono bella quanto te. Or non sono bella come te. While, speaking of the superlative, so when you want to express that a quality is possessed to the top, like it exceeds every expectation, like there's no comparison, it's absolute, right? Superlativo. There are actually two types of superlative. As you may know, the relative, il relativo. For example, Maria è la più bella tra le ragazze. Maria is the most beautiful among the girls. So we specify a group in which they are the most beautiful or the most something else, right? L'italiano è la lingua più difficile tra le lingue europee. This may not be true, but Italian is the most difficult language among European languages. The important part is the, la, più, so the most. Più is the same, both for more and most. The thing is, without the article it's just more, with the article is most. La più, il più bello, tra i ragazzi, among the guys, okay? While if you don't want to specify a group, you just want to say that it really is the best, doesn't matter what we're talking about, l'italiano è bellissimo. So you add issimo to the adjective. L'italiano è bellissimo. So you could say l'italiano è più bello del francese. Sorry, no offense. Italian is more beautiful than French. Più bello di. And it's just comparison between two terms, right? L'italiano è la più bella tra le lingue. Italian is the most beautiful among languages. Or l'italiano è bellissimo. Italian is beautiful. L'italiano è bellissimo. Italiano is the most beautiful. It's beautiful. It's superlative. Superlativo, right? And you can use that with everything. Altissimo, purissimo, difficilissimo, complicatissimo. You just add issimo. So let me know in the comments what is the most difficult thing in Italian. Cosa è più difficile in italiano? In my opinion, parlare, in any language actually, parlare è più difficile che capire. So speaking is more difficult than understanding. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe. And if you want to learn Italian in the fastest, easiest, and most fun way possible, remember to go to italianpod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account. There you can find more lessons as well. And that's all for this video, but I see you soon. Thanks for watching. Ciao ciao. Bye bye. Hi everyone, welcome back to italianpod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video we're gonna talk about something that Italians use really often. Filler words. Parole riempitive. Or we could say riempitivi. Riempitivi. Riempire means to fill, right? So riempitivi, filler, fillings. As in English, those are words that we use when we don't know what to say exactly or when we want to take some time, right? So to waste some time while we can actually think about what we want to convey. For that reason, even though in some other contexts they may have a meaning, in this case they don't. Basically, you can take them out of the phrase, like off the phrase, and the phrase would still make sense. Actually, probably sometimes even more than when we have those, right? And in Italian we have so many, because basically anything can become a filler word, but we're gonna check together some of the most common. The one that everyone uses and they don't even know that they actually use that as a filler word, me included, I just love it, is allora. 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 Sì, allora means then, so, well. The thing is, when I put that in a phrase, when there is a timeline and they say, I said this, and then, allora, he said that. But when I start the phrase with allora, it just means I'm just taking time and trying to tell myself that I have to start. And you can't see that because sometimes I just cut it out, but I basically start everything with allora. So yeah. Allora. And you can notice that this is a filler word, especially when someone is answering a question. I remember in school, it's the most common one, like, dimmi la risposta per la domanda numero 3. Dimmi, tell me, la risposta, the answer, per la domanda, for the question, numero 3, number 3. And I would usually start like, allora, sì, allora. And it just takes some time, right? Either like you want to open the page, either you did that for real, either you have no clue about the answer. Allora works just fine. So allora is the best filler word to begin a phrase. Of course, then we have all this e. In Italian, I think you would hear e the most. Something else that is not really a word, but more of a sound, are things like beh, boh, ma. These three are actually really common. They convey doubt. Volevo uscire, I wanted to go out. Boh, andare al parco. Bah, al mare. Bah, going to the park, or yeah, to the sea. It's just like, yeah, whatever. Something else that actually has the same meaning is che ne so. What do I know? Literally. Again, same phrase. Voglio uscire, che ne so, andare al parco. I want to go out, but what do I know? Maybe the park. Che ne so, fare questo. I don't know. What do I know? Maybe doing this. Che ne so. Or I'm telling you an example, a story, and I say, let's say, for example, che ne so. Diciamo, per esempio, che ne so. What do I know? It's just a way to take more time. What do you know instead is just sai. You know. Voglio comprare dei vestiti. Sai, per il matrimonio di mio cugino. I want to buy some clothes. You know, for my cousin's wedding. Actually, you don't know. I'm just saying, you know, sai. Just like, you know, sai. Doesn't mean that you really know. I mean, you can know as well, but I just say, sai, you know, taking some time. Another one really used is praticamente, basically. Praticamente. Per fare questo, to do this, in order to do this, praticamente, basically, truth is, I notice I use that especially when I'm trying to explain something. When you do this, when you have to do this, praticamente, basically, also it's long, so you can take a lot of time with that. Praticamente, basically, and then you give instructions, so you can think about those. I mean, you can use that anytime, not only with instructions. Stavo andando al supermercato e praticamente I was going to the supermarket and basically this guy comes up to me, questo ragazzo mi dice, like that. Or stavo camminando, I was walking, praticamente sul marciapiede, basically on the sidewalk. I mean, where else? But I just say praticamente to take more time or more pathos and emphasis, right? So a filler word, praticamente. For the last one, which are actually two, I kept my favorites and I know that I abuse them. And especially young people are accused of using them too much because they use this instead of basically anything else. And the words that I'm talking about are tipo and cioè. Tipo, like. It's just so useful. And it's like in English when, you know, like you're talking and like you don't really know what to say, like that, right? And you just say tipo for anything. The problem is that people that abuse this word, like me, put that even when you don't need it. And when you actually know what to say, it's just because it's like so usual, like you're so used to say that it's everywhere. Voglio comprare tipo una giacca. I want to buy like a jacket. Tipo lunga, like long, ma tipo anche larga, but like also loose. Cioè tipo, cioè means I mean like, and in this phrase only, I said voglio comprare tipo una giacca, tipo lunga, però tipo larga, cioè tipo, and it's like the fourth time. And if I could avoid to use them, I could just say voglio comprare una giacca lunga, ma anche larga, cioè, I mean, blah blah blah, right? But tipo is just something that you use anytime. And yeah, it's really a filler word because it doesn't convey anything. Actually, it just shows that you don't really know what you're saying if you abuse that. But otherwise, you can use it like in the middle, as like, just to take some more time or to make the phrase longer. Tipo, che ne so, praticamente, ecco, allora. And this is just to start talking, right? I mean, you can combine them as long as you want. The problem is that at some point the person you're talking to will stop listening, basically. I don't want you to start abusing them, but if you want to put one or the other here and there while you're thinking about what you want to say, that makes you way more natural. And I also want you to understand that sometimes there's no meaning for some words, so you just have to take them as they are. Tipo. Like tipo, for example. Okay? Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, or if you have heard some others and you want to discuss them. Thank you for watching, and if you want to know how to have real Italian conversations with Italian native speakers, click the link in the description, check out our PDF lessons, and remember to sign up for your free lifetime account on italianpod101.com. Ci vediamo tipo presto. I see you tipo soon. I'm kidding. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Hello everyone and welcome back to italianpod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video we're gonna talk about phone call phrases. Frasi al telefono. Frasi al telefono. Telefono is phone, and when you call someone, you can use the verb chiamare, chiamare, so literally to call, but that works on the phone as well, chiamare, or telefonare, to telephone, telefonare. Of course, when you talk on the phone, you have to say things depending on the situation and depending on what you want to know, what you want to convey. So it goes like a normal conversation, right? But in this video, we're gonna check together the things that you can only hear on the phone. First of all, because it's the most important, but also because it's literally the first thing you say when you pick up the phone is pronto, pronto. It's in between an exclamation and a question, like pronto or pronto. It works both ways. The thing is, pronto means ready. I think Italians are the only ones that have it. You basically say I'm ready. And if you think about it, it's really funny because it comes from the past when there was a switchboard, a contact center, you know, because it had to put you two in contact, right? So when you called them, they called the person that you wanted to call and they asked them if they were ready. So the moment they said, the other part said, I'm ready, they switched the line to you, right? So that's basically the first thing that you hear. The other person being like, pronto, pronto, yes, I'm ready, ready. And so that's said like that. I think like most of people don't even know that that's the reason, but I searched because I was really curious. Like, it's a really fun thing to say, right? Ready, ready, yes, of course you're ready, you're picking up the phone already. But yeah, so pronto, and then the other person would say who they are, or like ciao, sono Marco, and then you actually say hi. Ah, ciao, come stai? So pronto is really the first thing. And if you're not sure that the other person can hear you, you can repeat that even if you're the one who called. So you're calling me, I say pronto. You say pronto, pronto, like you can't really hear well, right? Another thing that you can say to make sure that the connection is stable is mi senti, can you hear me? But this is informal. If you want to be more formal, like let's say you don't know the person you're calling, you say mi sente, which is the third person, and as you know, that makes it formal. Mi senti? Mi sente? Sì, sì, ti sento. Or sì, sì, la sento. And then you can start the conversation. If you don't know who's calling and the other person didn't say the name, you can ask, chi parla? Scusi, chi parla? Sorry, who's speaking? Chi, who, parla, talks. Who is speaking? Chi parla? Or, con chi sto parlando? Who am I speaking to? Who am I talking with? Scusi, con chi parlo? You can always add scusi to make it more formal anytime. Scusi, mi sente? Scusi, chi parla? But I'm not gonna repeat that every time because it's a bit redundant. But you know that you can use that if you want to be extra polite, okay? Let's assume that I ask, who am I talking to? And the other guy says, ah, it's me, Marco. And I'm like, don't know you. Or you are the one who calls and ends up finding out that that's not the person you were searching for. Then you can say, ho sbagliato numero. Ho sbagliato numero. Scusi, ho sbagliato numero. Mi dispiace, ho sbagliato numero. Sorry, I got the wrong number. Excuse me, my mistake. Ho sbagliato numero. It's the wrong number. If you want to suggest that the other person got the wrong number, you can say, forse, maybe, ha sbagliato numero. Lei, or tu. Hai sbagliato numero. Anyway, numero sbagliato means wrong number. It's something that can save you, so keep that in mind. Let's assume you got the right number, but the wrong person. So you're talking to me, but you wanted to talk to Maria. C'è Maria? Is Maria there? Can I talk to Maria? Posso parlare a Maria? Posso parlare con Maria? And then I'll just be polite and say, un attimo per favore. One moment, please. Resti in linea. Resta in linea. Stay on the line. Wait a second. Just wait. And then probably I'll put you on hold and go look for Maria, right? Linea is the line that you're on. So if the line gets disconnected and you have to call back, then you can say, è caduta la linea. Cadere means to fall, right? And we use that with the line. So basically the line dropped. The line fell. È caduta la linea. There was no connection anymore. I got cut off. Or somewhere where reception is not good, I can just say non c'è linea. There's no line technically. Non c'è linea. Posso richiamarti? Later, dopo. Can I call you back? Posso richiamarti? Can I call you back? richiamare. Chiamare, to call back, richiamare. Or something else that we say when we have to call back. Let's say we agree on getting some pizzas for tonight, and they say, okay, I'm gonna get those. I'll give you a call to let you know when I'll be there, right? Ti faccio uno squillo. I'll ring you. I'll give you a call. Sometimes that means that you don't really have to pick up. It's just to let you know that I'm calling you, like, just to make the phone ring so you know that it's me, if we had a prior agreement on that. Otherwise, it also means that I'm gonna call you, but for a really brief call. I'm just gonna let you know this, that we just talked about. Ti faccio uno squillo. For example, ti faccio uno squillo quando esco di casa. Assuming I'm coming at your place, I'm going to your place, I say I'll ring you, I'll give you a call when I'm going out. So you know about the time that I'll take to get there, right? So yeah, this is basically what we say at the end of the call, and that's only something that we say at the end. I mean, you can say that at the beginning too, but it's more common at the end to thank you for the call. Grazie per la chiamata. Thank you for calling me. Grazie per la chiamata. The call. Thank you for the call. And yeah, for the rest, it depends on the conversation that you have to have. But something else, the last thing that I want you to remember is the word segreteria telefonica. Segreteria telefonica. So literally, telefonica is something that has to do with the telephone, right? And segreteria is the reception. So in this case, segreteria telefonica, altogether, means voicemail, answering machine. Ciao Marco, sono Daisy. Ho provato a chiamarti per sapere come stai. Chiamami quando hai tempo. Ciao. That would be a normal voicemail message. Hi Marco, I'm Daisy. I tried to call you to know how you are. Call me when you have time. So yeah, this is basically it about phone phrases. Let me know what you would leave in my voicemail, and if there was something in particular that you liked. I really liked the pronto thing. And yeah, I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. And remember that if you still haven't done it, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on ItalianPod101.com and download our PDF lessons in order to learn Italian in the easiest, fastest, and most fun way possible. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Hi guys, welcome back to Italian Pod 101. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video, we're gonna talk about things that you should not do in Italy. Cose da evitare. Things to avoid. Evitare. I've thought about this for a while and I realized that everything has to do with food. And of course, I'm excluding things that are not permitted by law, so I'm just talking about manners or anyway things that would make people go like this when you do that. Okay? So if you want to be socially accepted, try to avoid the followings. First of all, let's not order a cappuccino after a meal. Ordinare un cappuccino dopo un pasto. Order a cappuccino after a meal. Pasto is meal. It's a big no-no, okay? You can have coffee. And at most you can have it macchiato, so with a bit of milk inside, but not a cappuccino. That's something that you just order for breakfast or a second breakfast, so let's say till 12-ish. If I hear someone ordering a cappuccino till that time, I'm okay, fine. I'm the first one who does that, actually, because anytime is fine for me, but not after a meal. And if you ask why, it's because we had this belief, and probably it's even true, but anyway, it became a rule not to do that because it's said that milk does not help digestion. So after you eat, you try to avoid a big quantity of milk, okay? So no cappuccino a pranzo o cena. No cappuccino for lunch and dinner. The second thing that is kind of similar but a bit different is try not to ask for American coffee. Non chiedere, don't ask, un caffè americano. An American coffee. Any time of the day. Okay? I mean, you're free to do what you want, of course. But if you're in Italy, try to go for espresso. And if it's too much for you, ask it a bit longer. We say lungo, un caffè lungo. So it has more water, but still it's really small, okay? It's not like American coffee. Or with milk, as I said before, macchiato, macchiato, technically stained with a bit of milk on top. Or cappuccino if it's before 12, okay? But try to avoid the word americano and caffè together. Mostly because some people don't even know what it is. I mean, we do know what it is, but it's not common to ask for that, so they would just go like, what? Also because I believe americano, sometimes it's a name of a cocktail, but we don't really associate that with coffee. So yeah, don't do that if you don't want people to go like, scusa cosa? Excuse me, what? Okay? And this was about coffee. Now, let's talk about edible stuff. What is the most common pasta that you know? Spaghetti, right? Some people even think that pasta is just spaghetti. Let's say, for everyone, for once and all, it's not true. We have many, many kinds of pasta, right? It's like corta or lunga, penne, farfalle. There are really many, many shapes. Spaghetti is the most common one, okay? Fine. Please, 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 do not cut them. Like, no. In Italy, you see that only sometimes with children. Like, I remember my grandma and my mom used to like cut those because they didn't want me to choke on them. So that was acceptable. But that's the only thing. Like, that's when you do that for kids. But if you're having spaghetti, you commit to eat them in their length. Tagliare gli spaghetti. So, tagliare, cut, gli spaghetti, spaghetti, no. Some people are even upset when you're cooking spaghetti and you break them, like in order to fit them in the pot. That's also something that you should avoid. I mean, some people do that, Italians as well, but a lot of people are just like, you are betraying your country, so you should just leave right now. So if you can avoid to do that, just in case. But for sure, when you're eating them, don't use the knife. And technically, I know it's tolerated and a lot of people do that. Technically, you're not even supposed to use the spoon. So you're not allowed, let's say, to help yourself with the spoon and like turn them on the fork, okay? To wrap them around. You just have to use the fork and the plate. And if you cannot do that, you don't eat spaghetti. I'm sorry. I'm kidding, of course. I'm just saying you can do whatever you want. Another thing that you're not supposed to do, and this applies to all Italians as well, not only you as a tourist or as a foreign, let's all remember that it's not a good manner to rifiutare il cibo, to refuse, to say no thanks to food. Okay? Rifiutare il cibo. Of course, you can refuse that when they're asking you to buy it. But I mean, in a family or like in a group of friends, and especially with grandmas, really endure it and try. Worst thing, just accept it and then take forever to eat that, or just like have a bite and then put it there. It's still better than saying no thanks, because people really get offended and you don't want to do that, right? When we offer you some food, it's because we're really trying to share with you what we have and to show you that we care for you. So unless you're like allergic and you're gonna die if you eat something, that's fine. Try to avoid to refuse food. And coffee as well, you know, when people are just like, hey, let's go grab a coffee, or I'll make you coffee when you go visit them at home. Yes, please. Sì, grazie. Molto volentieri. Gladly. Okay, you can say, no, really, sono pieno, I'm full. And that's kind of acceptable, but you should always have some space. Yeah, come prepared with a big stomach and get ready to eat a lot. But if there is something you should not eat in Italy, okay, not even ask for, like the Americano, but that was for drinking, but for eating, please don't chiedere la pasta Alfredo. Ask for Alfredo's pasta. We have no idea what that is or who even Alfredo is. I know it's a thing in the world, but the first time people asked me, I was just like, who? is it like a famous restaurant or something? It's like the Napolitan sauce, right? I know it's famous all over the world, but it's not what we associate that with. And in particular with Alfredo, we have no clue. Like, maybe restaurants, because they've been asked a lot, but it's not a thing. So, I mean, you can ask for Alfredo's pasta, but I can't guarantee what you're gonna get. Maybe avoid that, just go with what they have on the menu, or for the classic carbonara, sugo, pesto, and you'll be fine. So those were the 5 things that you should not do in Italy, but I have an extra one which is not related to food, but also really, really important, okay? Non avere fretta. Don't be in a hurry, okay? Like, really, first of all, because you're probably on vacation, so don't do that. It's better for you to relax. But also, if you're living here or if you're visiting for a longer period, just put your mind at ease. Don't be in a hurry, because it's gonna go wrong. I'm not saying that we're all just relaxed and not doing stuff. No, we do have times and schedules, but you have to keep in mind that transportation may not be punctual, like buses, trains, anything. Sometimes there are strikes and people on the street are also really slow, like with the car. Some people just park where they shouldn't, so you maybe can't pass by, or people just stop to say hi to other people that they meet on the street. So relax, okay? Or like people like to talk, right? So even when you're buying something, maybe the guy before you knew the stuff, the clerk, so they're talking a bit. Relax, take your time. You're in Italy, okay? Let me know in the comments if there are things that you're worried about, like if you should or not do something. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you still haven't done it, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on ItalianPod101.com in order to learn Italian in the easiest, fastest, and most fun way possible. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Ciao ciao. Not too soon, because remember, we like to take it slow. I'm kidding. Ciao ciao. Bye bye.
Welcome to Can Do Italian by ItalianPod101.com.
Ciao a tutti, sono Felice Angelini. Hi everyone, I'm Felice Angelini. In this lesson, you will learn how to use parting greetings.
This is Karen Lee, and she's talking with her former homestay mother, Chiara Lombardi. As Karen says goodbye, her children join her in saying goodnight. Focus on the way each person says goodbye.
A presto. Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
Ci vediamo, ciao.
Once more with the English translation.
A presto.
See you soon.
Buonanotte.
Good night.
Buonanotte.
Good night.
Ci vediamo, ciao.
See you. Bye.
Let's take a closer look at each of these expressions.
First, do you remember how Karen says, "See you soon"?
A presto.
This starts with the preposition
A.
which means something like until in this context.
A.
Next is
Presto.
soon.
Presto. Presto.
Together
A presto.
means something like until soon, but translates as see you soon.
A presto.
Note,
A presto.
is a shortened form of longer phrases, most commonly
Arrivederci a presto.
see you soon.
A presto.
Is fairly informal, which indicates a close relationship between Karen and Chiara Lombardi, her former homestay mother. Do you remember how Sasha says, good night?
Buonanotte.
Good night.
Buonanotte. Buonanotte.
Literally means good night.
Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.
Both Sasha and Ben use this expression when saying goodnight to Chiara. You use
Buonanotte.
good night when you don't plan on seeing someone again that night, and often when someone is about to go to bed. It's like saying, have a good night's sleep. Do you remember how Chiara says, see you, bye?
Ci vediamo, ciao.
See you, bye.
Ci vediamo. Ciao.
First is,
Ci vediamo.
see you.
Ci vediamo.
This starts with,
Ci.
which means something like each other.
Ci. Ci.
After this is,
Vediamo.
we shall see.
Vediamo. Vediamo. Vediamo.
Is from the verb
Vedere.
meaning to see.
Vedere.
Together
Ci vediamo.
literally means each other we shall see, but translates as see you. Note,
Ci vediamo.
is an informal parting greeting, and you should avoid it in formal situations. Next is,
Ciao.
which translates as bye in this context.
Ciao. Ciao.
Remember,
Ciao.
can be used as a parting greeting, meaning bye, as well as a greeting meaning hi. Altogether,
Ci vediamo. Ciao.
see you, bye.
Ci vediamo, ciao.
This sentence is informal. Chiara uses this to say goodbye to everyone. She's the most senior person in the conversation, and she uses informal language to sound friendly.
Let's look at the parting greetings once more. Listen and repeat, or speak along with me. A presto. A presto. Buonanotte. Buonanotte. Ci vediamo. Ci vediamo. Ciao. Ciao. Notte. Notte. Arrivederci. Arrivederci. Did you notice the last parting phrase I used? Arrivederci. Arrivederci.
Goodbye.
Arrivederci. Arrivederci.
You can use this greeting when you're sure you'll meet the other person again.
Arrivederci.
Let's review the key words.
Notte.
Night, as in good night.
Notte. Notte.
This is a shortened form of
Buonanotte.
good night.
Buonanotte. Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Ready? Do you remember how to say, see you soon? A presto. A presto. And how to say, good night? Buonanotte. Buonanotte. Do you remember how to say see you? Ci vediamo. Ci vediamo. And how to say bye? Ciao. Ciao. Do you remember how to say see you, bye? Ci vediamo, ciao. Ci vediamo, ciao.
Let's practice. Imagine you're Mark Lee and you're talking with Chiara. Respond by saying, good night. Ready?
Ci vediamo, ciao.
Buonanotte.
Listen again and repeat.
Buonanotte. Buonanotte.
Let's try another. Imagine you're Sasha Lee and you're finishing class. Respond by saying, bye. Ready?
Ciao.
Ciao.
Listen again and repeat.
Ciao. Ciao.
Let's try one more. Imagine you're Ben Lee and you're finishing coffee with your college friend, Federica. Respond by saying, see you.
A presto.
Ci vediamo.
Listen again and repeat.
Ci vediamo. Ci vediamo.
This is the end of this lesson.
Remember, these can-do lessons are about learning practical language skills. What's next? Show us what you can do. When you're ready, take your assessment. You can take it again and again, so try anytime you like. Our teachers will assess it and give you your results.
Now you know how to use basic parting greetings in Italian. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. This is the end of this lesson.
Remember, these can-do lessons are about learning practical language skills. Each lesson brings you closer to natural, fluent Italian. Want to learn to speak even more Italian the fast, fun, and easy way? Then sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. Sign up in seconds. Access hundreds of audio and video lessons and start speaking like a native speaker.
Now you know how to use basic parting greetings in Italian. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to adjust your routine and learn language from home. Many of us are spending more and more time at home. So how do you make the best of this time and learn your target language? Learning at home can be tough with all the distractions. And in this episode, you're going to discover the pros and cons of learning at home and how to successfully learn from home without getting distracted. But first, listen up. Here are this month's new lessons and resources. First, the Love Conversation Cheat Sheet. Do you know how to ask someone out in your target language? With this new cheat sheet, you'll master tons of romantic phrases, just in time for Valentine's Day. Download it for free right now. Second, the Slang Words and Phrases PDF ebook. Do you know any slang in your target language? If not, download this free ebook and master all the must-know slang across 10 chapters. Third, can you talk about containers in your target language? Learn how to say box, bottle, bin, and much more with this quick vocabulary bonus. Fourth, must-know Valentine's Day vocabulary. Can you talk about Valentine's Day in your target language? You'll be able to with this quick 1-minute vocabulary lesson. Fifth, the top 15 encouraging phrases. Want to be able to say positive phrases like believe in yourself and don't give up? Then get this bonus phrase lesson. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. How to adjust your routine and learn language from home. Recently, many people have started to work and take classes from home. With language learning, since it's something people do in their own time, a lot of it is done at home anyway. But that doesn't mean that all of this hasn't affected how people learn. If you used a language learning app or listened to lessons during your commute, but you don't commute anymore, the pandemic has probably ruined your flow. With many of us spending more time at home, being able to learn from home efficiently is a good skill to have. Because while learning or working from home sounds good, it's not exactly easy to do. Part 1. The pros and cons of learning at home. First, the pros. There's convenience. You can learn whenever you want. You also have more time in the day since you're not commuting or walking from the train station into work. It's also easier to practice speaking. Many people might find it hard to practice on the train or at a lunch break or in the office during work. It might sound a little strange, but at home, you can dedicate more time to practicing speaking. What's your favorite pro of learning at home? Leave us a comment. Now, what about the cons? Distractions. There are a lot more distractions at home. There's the TV, there's the couch and the food and family members coming in and out. Next, there's no physical or mental separation between rest and work, which is crucial for focus. It's the same reason why people prefer going to the gym instead of working out from the comfort of their own home. If you're in a place where there's only one goal, like working out, and you're surrounded by people working out, you'll have no problem doing it. But if you're in a place you associate with rest, eating, and watching TV, you might have trouble focusing. But if you're spending more time at home, then you should at least make the best of it and learn your language at home. Part 2. How to successfully learn from home without getting distracted. So, here's how you do it. First, pick a dedicated place for learning, and preferably not your bed. Just like an office is associated with working time and your bedroom is associated with rest, you need a place associated with language learning. It could be your desk in the corner of the room. It could be your basement, as long as it's far from distractions and places of rest. Second, pick a time. That way, for example, when it's 9 p.m., you know it's time to put in 10 minutes of language learning. 3. Time box your study sessions. What's time boxing? Time boxing is simply setting a fixed amount of time for an activity. For example, you're going to dedicate the next 10 minutes to language and nothing else. If you usually have trouble concentrating, time boxing is a good way to set boundaries and get things done. 4. Start small. Just like with setting small, measurable goals and realistic routines, don't set aside 2 hours for study time. Instead, try to time box 5, 10, or 15 minutes and stick with that for a week or 2. You can always increase your time later once you get more comfortable with your routine. 5. Do multiple sessions in one day. Instead of trying to master a lesson and the lesson dialogue in one shot, space out your learning throughout the day, in the morning, afternoon, and at night. So take an audio or video lesson and read along with the lesson notes in the morning. You'll get acquainted with the conversation, all the words, and grammar rules. Don't rush to memorize it all. You'll come back to it later in the day. And do this for around 5 to 15 minutes. During the day, practice shadowing the dialogue. Practice recalling the words. Do this for around 10 minutes. You can also write out the lesson dialogue, practice using the grammar rules, or drill the words with flashcards. And at night, come back and review for about 10 minutes. You can re-listen to the lesson or just the dialogue track. By doing multiple sessions in one day, you'll be a lot more comfortable with the language, simply because you spaced out your learning and came back to review. And while it may feel repetitive, it's the repetition that helps you master the language over the long term. 6. Use at-home time to practice speaking more. It would be hard to practice if you were commuting or out on a walk, but if you're at home, you can easily speak out loud without drawing attention or feeling embarrassed. So, to recap, 1. Pick a specific place for learning that's far from distractions like your bed. 2. Pick a specific time for studying. 3. Time box your study sessions. 4. Start small. 5. Do multiple sessions in one day. And 6. Use at-home time to practice speaking more. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about the power of learning a language with someone else. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! If you wanted to learn a language even just 25 years ago, you would have needed to go to a library, take in-person classes, and dig for the right resources. Before you could even begin regular practice sessions, you had to find the tools you needed to learn. Now, with just a quick Google search, you can find literally anything you need to learn a language online. If you forget how to conjugate a verb, you can refresh your memory right away on Wikipedia. If you want to watch a foreign language movie with subtitles, you can search for one on YouTube. You can even have one-on-one lessons with native speakers of the language you're studying. Tons of platforms offer video and audio lessons. These days, the challenge is finding the resources that are right for you. In this video, we're going to take a look at how you can get the most out of our language learning resources. Number 1. Aim for one podcast a day. At the beginning of your studies, it's easy to set a big target, like 2 hours of language practice every day. But for most of us, that's not realistic. After a long day of work or school, it's difficult to commit to more hours studying language. Instead, you can make your goal to do small things consistently. This can help you move forward, sometimes almost without you noticing it. Try to listen to one podcast every day. They're only 10 to 15 minutes, so everyone can make time for that. You can review previous podcast lessons or listen to new lessons. Just make sure you get in one each day. Number 2, use the lesson review tools. If you want to maximize your learning after you listen to a podcast, make sure to use the lesson review tools. Reviewing what you've learned is an important part of learning anything. The more you see or practice a specific word or phrase, the better you'll remember it. Number 3, review the 2,000 most common words in spaced repetition flashcards. In each language, there are some words that make up the majority of written and spoken conversation. You can use this knowledge to focus your studies. If you learn the 2,000 most common words in the language you're studying, you'll have a great foundation. The vocabulary lists in our program are a great tool for this. You'll get example phrases with the target words. You can listen to the correct pronunciation and intonation of each word. Use these lists along with a spaced repetition program and create your own flashcard deck. This is a great thing to have on your phone. You can study vocabulary on your commute, when waiting for someone, or while traveling. Number 4, make use of short periods of time. How much time do you spend every week doing things like commuting, shopping for groceries, walking, or cleaning? Probably more than a couple of hours, right? These are examples of time you can be using to build your language skills. You can use it to listen to language podcasts, and you can do this without specifically scheduling a time to practice. If you have all the resources you need wherever you are, you can use every opportunity you have to practice. You can download all of our lessons to your phone. Each season of podcasts will be stored as an album, so it's easy to put on your headphones and listen to a quick lesson whenever you've got the time. Number 5, have the right expectations. It's easy to find all sorts of so-called quick language learning systems and secret tricks that promise fluency in just a couple months or even weeks. While you might find some good tips now and then, most of these claims are not based in reality. Make sure you don't measure your own progress against these impossible standards. If you've been told you can completely master a new language in 3 months, but by the end of your studies you've made just a little bit of progress, it can be demotivating. Fluency in a language can take years to attain, and getting the confidence to use that language can take more time. Set small goals for yourself when you're learning. When you achieve them, celebrate. Learning a new language is not a short-term journey, but with our resources, you can see improvements every day. If you want to get more tips on learning language, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Have you ever wondered if you could learn a language faster? We asked our experienced learners for their best tips, so you can steal these and use them for yourself. In this video, you'll discover 5 tactics for faster language learning. Number 1, try more challenging lessons to improve faster. If you're wondering, why should I try a harder lesson? Think about the gym. Studying is a bit like working out. If you want to get bigger and stronger, you need to exercise with heavier weights. But you might think, if I try a harder lesson, I won't be able to understand everything. Remember, that's normal. When you can't understand 100% of a lesson, it means there are things in the lesson for you to learn. Keep in mind that you should challenge yourself, but not choose lessons that are impossible. And make sure to use the tools you have to study the things you don't know. With our learning program, teachers break down the conversation in every lesson. You also get the translations and explanations right there on the lesson page. There are also lesson notes, transcripts, and dialogue study tools for you to use. Remember how you felt when you started studying, and try to keep that beginner mindset. When you realize you don't understand something, don't run away from it. Instead, use the tools you have to work to understand it. This will help you learn faster. Number 2, put your learning on autopilot. Imagine you have a bunch of learning apps and textbooks. Maybe you have a bunch of study tools on your smartphone, or a bunch of books piled on a table you want to read. Where do you even begin? A lot of learners begin with a lot of enthusiasm, so they buy a lot of resources, but then get overwhelmed. They're not sure where to start or what to do or how to continue. Let's think about a textbook. It's easy to understand how to use a textbook. You follow the pages. Begin with chapter 1, then go to chapter 2, chapter 3, and so on until you finish the book. The road forward is clear. You don't have to think about anything except moving forward with your studies. So how do you apply this kind of autopilot approach if you're not using a textbook? You can actually do this with our language learning program's tracking feature. With our progress tracking dashboard, once you've chosen your learning level, we'll give you a recommended lesson pathway and feed you lessons one by one. The dashboard will tell you which lessons to take, from lesson 1 to lesson 2 to lesson 3. You'll be guided as you work on improving. Number 3, read lines from the lesson dialogue out loud, slowly. Then reread and increase your speed. This tactic is powerful for 2 reasons. It helps you become able to read faster and speak faster. Speaking smoothly is something many beginners say they struggle with, so this kind of practice can be very beneficial for beginning learners. With our language learning program, for every lesson, you get a conversation. Read the dialogue with the line-by-line dialogue. Read out loud slowly once, then reread a bit faster, then again, and keep increasing your speed until you can say the lines comfortably and sound like a native. You can take it a step further and try to memorize the dialogue too. Try recalling it after your study session and say the lines out loud. This kind of review will help you progress and help you remember. Number 4, review old lessons to master them completely. Review is essential for your learning. If you come across a new word, you won't remember it if you see it only once. It takes repetition to remember something. Make sure to take time to review past lessons. Give your brain a chance to remember the things you studied previously. For example, if you try our listening comprehension lessons and you don't understand absolutely everything, check the translations and try listening again. Use the study tools you have available to make the most of your review sessions. Number 5, download the dialogue tracks and listen to the conversations. This is a super popular immersion tactic. Here's how it works. When you're done with a lesson, download the dialogue track. You'll get the conversation in your target language. Then, make a playlist of the dialogue tracks. Each track is about 10 to 30 seconds long. You can even put the tracks in playlists on your device and listen to them throughout the day, just as you would listen to music. This helps make the language feel a bit more natural, more like part of your everyday life. Instead of music, you're immersing yourself in conversations. This can be a great way to work on improving your listening skills. This video covered 5 tips to help you learn a language faster. For even more ways to learn faster, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. All cultures have a form of music. Music is one of the most basic tools we can use to learn a language. Parents use music and songs to teach their young children simple words. Music can help us focus, help us remember better, and thus help us as we acquire a language. Music can aid our coordination and physical development too. So, how do we use music to support our language learning now, as grown people? In this video, we'll look at 4 ways to use music to study a language. Imitating structures and rhythms is important when learning a language, and the same is true for music. When children play with other children, they listen to songs, move their bodies as they play games, and try to imitate what they see and hear. This practice of regular imitation aids children as they gain their language skills. Repeating song lyrics like those from nursery rhymes helps kids retain words and expressions. Children may not know the meanings of all the words in the songs they sing, but they remember the songs, the vocabulary, and the rhythms. Children practice making sounds by mimicking the pronunciation of words. This can be the first step to the child understanding the meaning and use of a word. You might not realize it, but you probably still remember many of the songs and rhymes you learned when you were a child. We're able to remember expressions, words, and ideas effectively when they're put to music. This is also the reason you can memorize the lyrics of songs you like rather easily. Patterns like those in many popular songs are repetitive. We review the rhythms and the words each time we listen. Everybody's different, so if you want to use music to support your language learning, we're here to provide 4 different ways. Number 1, passive listening. One way to study with music is through passive listening. You can do this with songs you have in your target language on your computer, a CD, your favorite streaming site. You can use this method as long as you have access to music in the language you want to study. Turn the music on and let it play in the background while you do something else, like studying, cooking dinner, or cleaning the house. Do this regularly and let your mind get used to the idea of hearing your target language in your environment. This kind of familiarity with the language will help you as you work towards fluency. Passive listening is one form of language immersion. As you listen to the background music over and over and get more comfortable with it, you'll start to notice keywords, intonation, grammar patterns, and so on. With enough practice and with enough different music to listen to, you might even start to recognize certain sounds and words when you hear them somewhere else. Number 2, memorization. You can use music to help build your vocabulary and memorize words effectively. This method focuses on studying lyrics and songs to improve your ability to recall the words. Look up the lyrics to a song you're listening to and review them line by line. You can read the lyrics as you listen to the song or try to remember the next line in the song before it is sung. Memorization practice like this enhances your listening skills and boosts your reading skills. Number 3, sing along. Our first tip in this lesson was to listen passively. This tip, however, is to listen actively by singing along to your music. Look up the lyrics of a song you like. Play the song and try to sing along. You may also be able to find videos on YouTube of popular songs with the lyrics included. If it's difficult at first, don't worry. Remember, regular review and practice is essential. Just as we usually need to hear a song in our native language a few times before we remember the words, you can expect to need to listen several times over a few days before you feel comfortable with all the words. Through practicing this way, you'll learn grammar, spelling, and pronunciation. You'll also get to enjoy a song you like. Moreover, this type of exercise will help you work on your reading and listening skills. A good way to check your progress is by trying to sing the song by yourself. You can sing with no music, or you can try looking for a karaoke version of the song you like. If you can sing all the words, great. If not, you can go back to the lyrics and study a bit more until you master the track. Number 4, transcription. To do this exercise, listen to the song. As it plays, write down or transcribe the lyrics. You can start and stop the song at the end of each line to slow things down a bit. If you begin your studies with this method, you might catch only a few words, but don't get frustrated. Play the song and write down everything you can hear. Then play the song again and write down the words that you missed the first time you listened. With practice like this, your listening skills will improve, and so will your spelling. These are just a few ways that you can use music to study another language. Be patient and don't forget to enjoy the music you're listening to as you study. If you want to start simple, try listening to children's songs in your target language. The song lyrics tend to be repeated a lot, and this can help you identify key words quickly. Learning a language through music is fun. It can help you focus your attention and improve your memory. This can be a great part of your self-study plan. If you want to get more tips on learning language, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.